Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Hey. So what's up, guys?
Yeah. All right. Perfect. We have a whole series of questions we want to talk to you about.
Oh, sure.
But we can introduce ourselves first.
Yeah.
Can you see this? Where's the thing? Okay. Sure. So
I'm Kenneth. I'm from
Okay.
Tampa, and I'm writing a book with Max. It's from
yeah. So I am Max, a sophomore. We're both sophomores at Brown. Interested in entrepreneurship, interested in the state of education, and
So you are, how did I meet you? I met you through, Carl? Shen?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my mind.
Yeah. We were in Silicon Valley over Thanksgiving break, and met Carl through Carlos.
Yeah.
And then he was telling. So we're trying to.
Yeah, I was in San Francisco in September. Oh, you met him in...
Yeah, we met him in Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because he goes to UCLA or...
Berkeley.
I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. Alright. Anyways, yeah, okay, so let's have an interview then.
Alright. So, 3 big things we want to talk to you about. In the scope of... One is business.
Okay.
And your experiences of starting a business while in college and trying to spend your time either doing classes or actually expanding your business.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is education, and in particular, you published a lot of books on this topic. How you think education is changing and some of the paradigms of education that we should be introducing to other people as they struggle to acquire knowledge. And then third is Publishing, right? So we want to write a book, and you have published many books, so we want to talk to you about your experiences, what works and what doesn't work. And
yeah. Well, actually, I have an actual I've written ebooks. I have an actual published author, and just here right now, it's crashing up my place. So maybe you can ask him about the publishing part. But yeah, sure. I'm happy to talk to you guys about whatever.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go to can we separate the windows like this? Sure. So put this on one side. Okay. All right. So we'll take some notes as we write. So there might be
Sure, no problem.
All right.
You can record it too if you want. I don't know if you have a recorder, if you just want to.
Okay, sure. We'll run the recorder. Okay.
Yeah, that always helps me if I'm.
Yeah, definitely. Okay,
So our first question, maybe we start with some personal questions.
Sure.
What made you decide to do learning business for you?
Well, it wasn't a decision that I'm going to run a learning business. I had the idea that I wanted to run an online business. And you just, I think the kind of my entrepreneurial mentality is just to try a lot of things and little things. And the learning skills area seemed to be something that stuck, and that seemed to be something I was interested in, but also lots of other people were interested in too, and then that kind of evolved into the business I had. So it started out with, I had a blog, and I was writing about a bunch of topics, and I wrote an article about learning, and it gained a lot of popularity, so I wrote a small free ebook, and that also gained a lot of popularity, so I wrote a paid ebook, and then I moved into, courses and memberships, and that's what is my business now. But it wasn't a decision of I'm going to run business X. I was trying a lot of different things, and that's something that stuck and seemed to be viable. And I just did a lot of little guesses about maybe this will work, maybe this will work, and it kind of iterated over there.
Was this your first business? Do you just start off doing this, or was it a process of other things which didn't work out at first, or you decided to go more into this business after?
Well, I guess first business in that it reached a business stage, or if you would call it a business. When I was 15, I started trying to make computer games. And I was working on the game part of it. I didn't really get very far in the business part of it. And then I later kind of realized, no, I'm not going to be able to do this, or it just wasn't really what was driving me anymore. And so I switched gears and started working on software that I was thinking of some kind of merge between games and personal development, and that also didn't work very well. And then I did some writing, and then that's kind of how the blog kind of came about. So, realistically, I think that, I've been trying stuff, just lots of different stuff. Sometimes it's been under the umbrella of a single business, but I've just been trying lots of stuff like 5 years. So you do a lot of things, try a lot of different things. Most of them won't work, but you only need one thing to work in order for you to have a successful business. So that's kind of my attitude about it.
When were you interested in business? When did you decide that you want to start devoting time to this versus like, you know, some other hobby or some other?
Yeah. So I stumbled across a website when I think I was about 15.
Mm-hmm.
It was a website. Do you know who Steve Pavlina is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Steve Pavlina, this is before he was a blogger. He was a game developer.
Oh, really?
And he had a website where he wrote some articles directed towards other people who wanted to run game development businesses. And they were very business focused. And he was just talking about, you know, the process of how he set up his business. And I'm kind of chopping up a bit here. Is how he set up his business, and just I didn't know anybody who was doing that before, and just the idea that you could be your own boss, work on your own projects, and basically just do that really appealed to me, and I was just like, wow, yeah, that's what I want to do. And so, you know, and then I just kept working on it for a long time after that. But.
I see. Awesome.
So we want to ask you more a personal question about what do you believe that learning actually holds for you as a self-directed learner, because outside the university system? What do you believe that continuous learning actually has value for you?
Well, the way I've always conceptualized it is that you need to learn new things to get better at things. And if you want to have a better life in any way, you need to be better at things. So I guess that's kind of the chain of reasoning. So if you want to be better in business, you have to learn things. Now, whether that's, you know, like that's not always reading a textbook, that's maybe going out and doing things and learning from experience. But learning is still the fundamental basis of that. And so having skills, being good at things is what tends to translate to, you know, having good life results of, like, you know, having a nice career, having a nice life. So I see that they're very intertwined for me. So like self-directed learning, whether it's learning in a school, whether it's doing self-directed learning, which is more, you know, learning from a book, or whether it's, you know, just going out and doing things, or whether it's even just like calling people up and saying, hey, do you want some coffee? I want to like talk to you. You know, like what you guys are doing right now. That's all learning for me, and that's all the basis of it. And you can do a lot of things which don't teach you anything, and that you don't get anywhere.
So, we want to ask you a specific question about the MIT Challenge.
Okay.
So, we're sure you've done like 4 years of very challenging coursework. And we noticed that your MIT Challenge, you start all the way back from the beginning. Now I'm sure there's a bit of redundancy from MIT Challenge of what you've actually already done. Why do you actually
in school? Actually, there isn't that much redundancy because I studied business in school. So I did 4 computer science classes, but I did them at University of Manitoba, which I'm quickly learning has well, you're going to Brown, so you're going to a good school. It has a significantly easier curriculum in terms of the computer science courses than MIT does. So I'm basically, there's very few things that I'm like, oh no, I've already learned this before. It's all new for me. But like, yeah, doing the 4-year program, I guess also I've done the university experience. I think university is a good thing for a lot of people. But I've done it already, and I'm impatient. I don't want to spend 4 years. I don't want to spend $200,000. And I certainly don't want to move from my awesome life that I have here, in Vancouver. I don't want to have to go live in Boston. So it's for me, it's a win-win, and it's what I want to do. So that's kind of why I'm doing it, the approach I'm doing it, and because, you know, and then also hopefully doing this unconventional approach will inspire some other people to rethink how they view education.
Right, exactly. So that's the second half of the question is, what kind of message do you want to convey with the MIT Challenge? Like, well, I guess it's, did his college career in like 3 semesters, right? He took like 9 classes